Hello and welcome. 6 ads 2 minutes after you got 2. That's terrible timing. That's terrible. That's terrible. No good timing. Can everybody hear me properly? It looks like I'm almost peaking. I'm almost peaking. Daggerfall music? Nope. Lotro music. It's actually a mix of random stuff. I've been trying to make like a massive playlist that I can just pop on when I need to, especially since I want to do some Star Wars video games and we cannot listen to the Star Wars music because I will be obliterated. KOTOR UI? Yes. 100%. Okay, yeah, there's gonna be, that's the wrong button. We're gonna watch the live stream thing soon. It's happening soon. It's happening in 19 minutes. It's very exciting. We're all excited. Everybody's excited. Some people probably aren't excited. I imagine everybody here is excited. Because of the ads, you're gonna watch somebody else. That's understandable. That's Twitch. It wouldn't be so annoying if I like got any money from ads, but you get so little. You get so little money from ads. Like they clearly want you to push subscriptions, and ads are just like the annoyance. They're just there to annoy people enough into subscribing. Which also, I guess, would be fine if they paid us more in subscriptions. But they don't pay us anything. You know what's crazy though? Let's see, what is this? I can set it to... Okay. Turn it down before it's too late. I can set it to 22.5 minutes per hour of ads. That's the highest threshold it lets me do. Now this music has gone loud. Shut up, Ord Mantell. That's like... Over a third of this stream could just be ads. That's horrendous. About YouTube Premium, because ads are breaking me playing at the worst timing. YouTube Premium, the reason why I have YouTube Premium, the most important feature for me is the fact that I can turn off my phone. I can turn off my phone screen and still listen. Or I can like do other things and still listen, and it's not a problem. That's the main reason why I have it. The ads are also obnoxious. Maybe it only be for Vil. If they just release it piecemeal, they're like, oh, it's coming guys, but just for Vil. I'm trying to not buy YouTube Premium, but it's getting ridiculous. I believe it. It's an official release remake, or is this about Sky Oblivion? No, this is an official release remake thing that may or may not have had Bethesda attached. Like, Bethesda's doing the reveal, but I don't know how much Bethesda was actually involved in this. It kind of seemed like Bethesda wasn't involved in this at all, but we don't really know. I can't wait for the Coral DLC. Oh god. My head sway is like out of control. Why is my head sway so much right now? I could have sworn I toned it down. Oh, that one can't be like that. That also can't. Okay. I don't know. I'll have to fidget with this later. Right now the head sway is... I think I improved it? I don't really know. Okay. Why would it be on console? Microsoft owns the Elder Scrolls IP. It'll definitely be on Xbox. You guys are behaving much better since last time. I worked on those. I fixed those a lot. I tried to make them better. I think with Oblivion Remake, they're testing out Unreal Engine 5 will work for Bethesda-type game. It's possible. My guess is not well. If any of the stories about working on Unreal Engine 5 are to be believed. Oh my god. Why is my body swaying like that also? What the fuck happened? I guess I just didn't realize how much it... Oh, it's because I'm swaying my real-life body. I'm a moron. I'm an idiot. Pretty sure I'll be on PlayStation as well. I wouldn't be too surprised. The people... The developer for the Remaster Remake is Virtuoso Games. Yeah, they're not directly connected to Microsoft. They're like a... They're a... Oh! Okay, no, now it's just a different countdown. It's technically started. I guess we can switch over. I just realized I can have the... How did I not know that before? I can have the chat thing up. Oh, well, now it's gone. Alright, whatever. I'll put it up on my phone. Actually, can I set this to always on top? No. Oh god, I desperately need glasses. I've set it up so I have my TV in the background. I'm now using as a second monitor so I can do this from my bed because it's much easier and less strain on my body. And I've also recently discovered I probably have astigmatism. And I'm like trying to read chat from so far away, and it's so fucking hard to read. Oh my god. I'm pulling it up on my phone so I can see what's happening. If I remember how to do this. Why did they make it so inconvenient? And why is it so tiny? I can only see like 2 messages at a time. How am I doing today? I've been awake for 12 hours. Actually, you know what? When I say that, that doesn't sound that bad. I'm just so used to like 8 hours being my maximum that like saying I've been awake for 12 hours sounds horrendous. I'm wondering if they'll keep the same voice acting. I hope so. Probably. I don't see why they wouldn't, other than the fact that it would be... Other than the fact that it would... I guess if they don't have the original files, then the quality would be kind of crappy. But the quality isn't really that bad. But maybe it's more obvious once everything else is upgraded. They could be trolling and just release Skyrim again. That would be very funny. Stigmatism? Astigmatism. Stigmatism is when you're stigmatized. You know what I mean? Adoring fan riding a horse in golden armor happens during the reveal. That would be pretty good. Before the actual release, anyone want to predict if it's a remake, remaster? It's if the rumors are to be believed, which apparently some of them were. Oh, I should turn off. They're probably playing double music now that I realize. Yeah, it is. Okay. If rumors are to be believed, it's like somewhere in between where they had all of the old code and they kind of forced it into Unreal Engine. which means it's technically a remaster. But I imagine a lot of that shit had to be fixed, so it's way more work than a remaster would normally be. But we will see. I am doubtful. I am doubtful that that's actually the case, especially since it took so long. I mean, we don't know when it actually started. We just know when they planned on starting, which was like 2020. And obviously, you know, stuff happened in 2020. But I confuse remaster with remake a lot. They seem the same. Remaster is when they take the old stuff and just kind of like zhuzh it up a bit. And a remake is when they remake everything from the ground up. So there's nothing there that's actually original, generally. One of those leaked images of the player character on a bridge fighting a goblin. The goblin model looks what more than this. I mean, you could add in new textures and new animations and still keep like the primary source code. But I doubt that's what they did. And I imagine trying to do something like that, trying to take that and then force it into a completely different game engine is very complicated and usually results in people giving up and just remaking it from the scratch. Imagine if they will make some popular mods part of Oblivion Remake like they did with Anniversary Edition of Skyrim. Which ones do I wish would be included? I don't know. I mean, I don't really use a lot of mods for Oblivion, is the thing. I mean, the ones I could imagine would be something like what Oblivion did, where they add in stuff that was cut. I could kind of see that, but werewolf mod, that would be pretty good. I mean, it's actually a remake of the 2006 phone game. For some reason, like, of the videos that had a little boost recently, the 2006 phone game was one of them. Like, it's the videos people are watching are that and the video I did on the PSP game that didn't get finished. And I'm like, these aren't even about the main game. These aren't even about the main game. They're just random. They're just completely different. If this does pretty well, I'm sure they would do, like, additional DLC. But we'll see. I kind of hope they consider doing a more one remake. If this is... Oh, jeez. If this is successful, the next thing they'll do is Fallout 3. That was on the docket of the original leak. And then from there, it's kind of anybody's guess. Maybe they'll do New Vegas, but Bethesda seems to have like a disdain for New Vegas. So I don't know. You're gonna take your break right as the Oblivion stream starts? That's a great plan. I went back to your video on that mobile game because somebody else made a video where that mobile game was mentioned. I wanna stream that at some point and like actually finish it, because I only got like halfway through, and I always intended on finishing it, but then I was like, I really don't want to. I've never been able to get in Fallout much. I'm more of an Elder Scrolls guy. Yeah, same. I think if it was anything other than post-apocalyptic, generic post-apocalyptic world, I'd probably more be into it. But it's just like one of the things that I really don't care about. That and like zombie games. I don't find zombies very interesting. As long as they don't make the food just food and not alchemical ingredients. I mean, I imagine they'd probably try and get it as close to, at least in terms of expectation. Like the general idea of it. I think one thing that would be nice to see improved is combat. But yeah, I don't know. Combat has always been really bad in Elder Scrolls games. And it'd be nice, like, if they made that better, at least I feel like, even if everything else was worse, if combat was good, it would feel like you have a reason to play this one, you know, other than just the fact that it looks pretty. I'm doing only shield bashing in Skyrim, so a Captain America build? I bet you there's a mod that lets you throw your shield. There's gotta be, right? There's gotta be one. I didn't get into Fallout until Fallout 4, and that's largely because of the building part, where I wholly agree with your complaints about post-apocalypse, especially the whole living in a place that isn't clean for 200 years. It just feels like nothing is happening. Like, it's just a completely stagnant universe for fundamentally no real reason. With each game, Fallout's getting more and more similar to zombie games. That is true. I like the actual combat in Oblivion. Just too many bullet sponges. Takes like 5 minutes to kill an ogre. Combat, like, it doesn't feel bad in the beginning because you can get through creatures pretty quickly. But then once you start leveling up, it just becomes a disaster. There's at least one throwing weapon mod that I know of. I remember I got like a throwing knives mod. It was like one of the first mods I downloaded for Skyrim. It didn't work well. Bethesda's strength is world building. True. Which is why I think Starfield feels... Not Starfield. Yeah, Starfield feels so depressing. Will spellcrafting return also? I hope being a vampire. At the end of the day, everything that they were able to properly implement will return. So if it doesn't return, it's not because they dropped the ball. Well, it's not because they're like, we don't need spellcrafting. It's because they couldn't get it to work. I really wanted to love Starfield. I like Starfield. It's just that it should be, for like who's made it, it should be much better. The people really hate Bethesda are getting annoying around the remaster. The Sky Oblivion team isn't upset about this, yet people seem to be getting upset on their behalf. There's always people like that. People are always, you know, feel like they need to defend something that doesn't need defending. I mean, I'm willing to bet the reason why this game is coming out now and not later is because they're worried about Sky Oblivion. They're like, we need to get this out before Sky Oblivion drops, and nobody wants to play this. No more Cantina? I'm still Cantina on the main channel. Starfield didn't live up to the aggressive hype, but at the same time, maybe that's why it was hyped so aggressively. You know, because they knew. It's like the Godzilla movie. It's like the one where Godzilla wasn't Godzilla. They marketed the crap out of that movie because they knew nobody was gonna like it, so they're like, we need to get everybody in day one before people find out it's bad. And it worked, sort of. 100% of Starfield. I regret those hours hacked for my limited time on Earth. You 100%ed it. That's crazy. You like that, Godzilla? Look, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of like it too. But he's definitely not Godzilla, and it's definitely not good. Two Worlds was the king of overhyping. That is true. Games aren't cheap. I like to get my money's worth. I guess, you know, that's true. I'm waiting for an Asari mod for Starfield. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. I'll wait until enough mods are available for this. Well, I would not be surprised if there was no modding support. Maybe it'll be one of those things where it's like, there's no modding support yet, but we're planning on adding it. You know, with like how Starfield took forever to get modding support. And then they'll wait to see if it's a success and be like, never mind. Not worth it. I wonder if Sky Oblivion will be a better product. Yes. I can unequivocally confirm, yes, it will be. But that doesn't mean that like if this comes out and, you know, it's not as good of a product or whatever, that doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it. That doesn't mean that they can't both exist, you know? Because Sky Oblivion is a very different product. Like, this is just a remake of Oblivion, and Sky Oblivion is like a remake of the concept of Oblivion. Like, it's a remake of what your nostalgia tells you Oblivion was. I'll be very surprised if this is moddable, to be honest. Yeah. The thing is, I mean, if it's built on Unreal Engine, it's not going to be a nightmare to mod it. But I think what people don't realize is how important building a game from ground up with the intention of mod support is. And if they weren't doing that, because this is a company that doesn't do that and hasn't considered it, it's much more difficult to work around that after the fact. All that matters with movies is whether you're glad you watched it. Exactly. If it just matters that you enjoyed it and don't hate that you wasted your time. Is there an Oblivion NPC you hate? I mean, there's probably a bunch. There's that lady who's... I can't remember her name right now. There's that lady who seems nice but secretly is a racist. How am I going to play Oblivion without console commands? Oh, that's another thing. They probably won't have console commands, because console commands is like... Unless, you know, that might be something they'll leave in just because... I guess it depends on how big of fans they are of Oblivion. And I mean, there's undoubtedly people there who have played it, obviously, and really appreciate it. But how corporate of a product this is, I guess I should say. Imagine they do a new Oblivion DLC that sets up Elder Scrolls 6. That'd be cool. Toggling collision was necessary almost. More so in Morrowind than Oblivion, but still, yeah. There were definitely some necessary console commands. Oh my god, here we go. Let me know if the audio's good. Looks like it should be fine, but I guess we'll see. Virtuose! Violence, blood, gore, sexual themes. Oh my god, you can hear the shouting of men. What if this was it?
You hold our future in your hands.
What if they didn't show any gameplay?
And the hope.
Honestly, I could believe that this was all the tease is, just because like they had to drop something because it was leaked, and they just showed this. That'd be amazing.
Of Oblivion.
Remastered. Who's Virtuose? A company that has done some really good remasters and some really bad remasters.
Here we are, 20 years later.
Okay, no gameplay so far. If they redid the voice acting, I'm going to buy it. The voice acting they just played was the old voice acting, so I'm assuming that means they didn't.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
For my first run through on computer, toggle light bright was essential because my computer I couldn't handle it. That's awesome. Welcome, Halo fans.
Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall.
What if they remastered it, but they made it look like the original trailer CGI that we just saw with Uriel Septim there?
Got so connected
that
with
would be
the
so
worlds we
funny.
made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for
So true,
how we
Todd.
make games
So
as a
true.
studio.
I love these incredibly
I think
washed
when it
out,
comes to a
incredibly
remaster,
low
we want
res.
people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time. You want to keep those bones in place. You want some of that old charm.
I like how. Oh, okay, there we go.
Coming back to
I was about to say.
Oblivion now with
Oh
this
wait. Oh, that's funny. That's a
tremendous
shot from
visual update
outside the
is
city, but they're looking
absolutely
in.
amazing.
That's pretty.
It's the world
That's
I
pretty
remember,
interesting.
but
That doesn't
better.
mean anything. I just think it's funny
There's
they
so
did
much
that.
there, both for
Also,
the
I was about to say, I
Elder
love
Scrolls
how
and
they're using
also
so many shots
this
from like the
evolution
trailer,
of our games.
and I was
think
about to
is
say, I
really
love how they're
important
not
for
using
people to
any
take a
shots
look
at
back
all from like
Looking
just
back
actual
and
gameplay footage
seeing
they could
everything
get
we've
now.
accomplished in the past 20 years, and
I
working
don't
with these
know you,
people,
and I don't
it's really
care to
special.
know you.
Yeah, there
Says
are
some guy
still
you
quite
who
a few
just you
people
like you just
that
saved his
I've worked
wife.
with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
I think the first two Elder
my
Scrolls
God,
need
it's
the
been 20 years.
Bard's Tale remaster treatment, maybe also
I
Battlespire.
think the thing that gets me the most
I would
is
love
the
a
music.
Redguard
Like when you hear that
remake,
music at the main
not a
menu, there's just,
remaster.
like,
That game needs to get remade. Let's be real.
There's this
Let's be
like,
real with it.
flood of nostalgia.
Like a proper like Prince of Persia style
Oblivion
remake would
is
be
the
awesome.
beginning
But the
of
first two definitely
am.
could do with
as an individual, as a game developer.
I think the problem is
it
those
all
first
starts
two
with this.
would be so hard. Like you
I don't
wouldn't
even think
be able
it
to
took me
properly
till release
remake
to
them and have
realize
them
how
have all
big
the same
this
features
was.
because it would be a nightmare.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
My prediction is that they'll clarify it's not ready for release.
Such a key moment
I'm
in
gonna
our history of
say
making games
that's
and the
probably the
evolution of
case.
how we build
I
these
kind of
worlds
hope that's
and
the
having
case
players
just
be able to come
because
back and experience
it would mean that
is really amazing.
they have more
We had
confidence
that really
in
special
this
moment of coming out
to
into the world
do
for the
well
first time. What that meant to
than
this game.
Every time we
just
think
being
about
like, here it
Oblivion,
is.
it's,
We made
what if
this.
we
Here
could
it's.
give
You
that
can play it
moment to
now.
everybody?
We're not gonna hype this at all because we're worried that if we hype it, you're really gonna hate it.
87 years ago.
I'm hoping.
For
I kind of hope it's
65
coming out next
years,
month
I've
purely
ruled
because it's
this
your birthday.
family
That'd be
element.
pretty good.
That for all these years,
Hey, guess
I've
what?
never
What?
been the ruler of my own dreams.
Original footage, 2006
I
footage.
have seen the gates of Oblivion.
Oh
beyond
my
which
God.
No waking eye may see.
Oh my God! Look at him. He's so high def. The wrinkles. Wow. Wow, the horses look better than ever. The magic looks better than ever.
Whether you're reliving these
Look how
moments
they
or
had to clarify
experiencing
that
them
was
for
the
first
original
time,
footage.
The world of Oblivion Remastered
He looks 80 this time? That is
immediately looks
true.
and feels incredible. When
I think we can
decided
safely
to
assume the
remaster
voice acting
Oblivion,
the same.
we were
It seems like it's the
really
same.
picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our
For
partners
sure.
at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life. The care and love.
Okay,
they've
so they were
poured into the
working.
Oblivion Remaster has been
Virtuous
absolutely
was the main team, but they were working with
Welcome
Bethesda.
to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here
It
has been
seems.
hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
Imagine if they released this on Oblivion's 20th anniversary. That's very
We wanted
possible.
to make the remaster more friendly.
That would
to
make a lot of
gamers with
sense.
Modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete
I'm feeling good about it, not gonna lie. I mean, so far, it looks. I mean, it certainly looks good. That's for sure.
About time someone got here.
Is it a functioning orrery? It certainly looks functioning this time, which is pretty cool.
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
The time of cleansing draws
Mankar
nigh.
Cameron looks weird.
Unleashing the Daedric Prince of
It
Destruction.
looks very strange.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so
That's
you get
good.
the full experience.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to
And
ensure
Carter's
that we're
face. He
preserving the
looked
magic of
interesting.
the original experience.
What if
At
you
the
could
end of the day,
befriend
we're
Valen
all
Dredd
fans
this time?
too.
This is a dream project.
Something tells me
Like,
that's not going to be the case.
I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
That's good.
You will find your own path.
Oh my god, he also looks kind of weird. Not gonna lie, so far the people look strange. Something about their faces. Maybe, what if it's like high res, but like just the same facial jank of Oblivion and animations? That would be so funny.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have
Crusader
come a
armor was probably the
long
only
way
armor set
since
that
then.
actually looks good. Crusader armor it definitely looks the best. It doesn't look as kind of like
The original
chunky
Oblivion
and
is still the
gross.
heart and soul of the remaster, but we use
Ebony
Unreal
armor,
Engine
I
5
think
to
looks
help
good
achieve
too.
all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
But it's not just about pure fidelity. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style,
I like the Daedric armor in
making it
Oblivion
as
more,
uniquely Oblivion
more than
as
Skyrim, to
possible.
be honest. I think it's interesting in Skyrim. I don't know.
You're stuck here like I am.
It certainly has a
The Isles, a
a
wonderful
more
place. Good for a visit.
dominant kind of
Or
aesthetic in Oblivion.
eternity.
Okay,
We've
his face
leveraged
also
nearly
looks
every
something
major
about the
feature from the
eyes.
latest
Something does not
version
look
of
right with
Unreal
the
5.
eyes.
Our goal was to push the visuals to the next level using
I've
the
heard
latest
someone tell me
technologies.
the
We
remaster
created
makes
brand new,
Spriggans look
highly detailed
attractive.
character models.
That
and
definitely
stunning
sounds like
landscapes
somebody
that
who
use
installed
millions of
that big
polygons in
booty
each
mod
asset,
for the Spriggans in
allowing us a
Skyrim.
truly
That definitely
impressive level
sounds
of
like
detail in the world.
you should ask them
Every
that
single asset
if
in
they
this
have
game
that mod
was
in.
completely redesigned and handcrafted from scratch.
We implemented an advanced real-time
I'll say that all
lighting
armor looks
system
better in
that
Skyrim. I think
accurately
Morrowind has
simulates
the
how
best
light
looking
interacts
stuff.
with the environment. This results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light.
We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. Heed it.
And real tools helped us
they
create
have
the base mesh of our characters.
The same
From there,
weird
our
animation
artists sculpt
jank.
each race individually to adapt it to the mesh, allowing us to share the
I mean, it
model,
looks good
weight,
until they
and
start
texture.
talking.
As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh,
Oh.
making the lip sync
Oh,
system
boy.
more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
Argonians look pretty good. They look like they were
You'll see
taking
them
more
in
from
something as
ESO.
simple as running through a forest, insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
That's
I believe
great.
you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Fane.
Oh no!
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster.
Okay.
It's gameplay.
Oh my god, the gameplay has also been modernized?
It's UI and UX. It's
Ew.
audio.
I don't like it. I don't like the new UI.
We've updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the approach to leveling.
These
which
graphics do
I
feel
think
more
will
like
make a lot of people
ESO
happy.
and less
It's
like
inspired by the
Skyrim, which
leveling systems
I
of
much
both
prefer.
Oblivion
ESO has a
and
much more
Skyrim,
interesting
so it's the
style.
best of both worlds. We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more
I
human.
hope my PC can run
You
it.
see that
I
in
bet it
places
can.
like combat
I
animations.
bet it cannot.
There's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish.
Kind of reminds me of Avowed. I haven't
Combat
played
in the
Avowed yet.
original
I bet
Oblivion
it's. I
didn't
bet
have sound
Avowed's still
effects,
better.
Visual effects, or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters, sparks, and controller feedback.
It's
You know, it's a
coming to
little
PS5,
thing,
right?
But little things add up to make the
I
combat
feel like
more
if it
modern
is, it's probably
and engaging.
delayed release.
There's a proper third-person perspective now. The original had third person, but there was no crosshair.
It depends
and we
on
felt the experience
what
would be modern.
contract Virtuos has with
One
them.
of our goals was to have a third-person
Yeah, the
view
embedding
that
armor,
compared to
I think,
Starfield in terms
the embedding
of
armor
playability.
is the best of
Now,
like
the
the base
third-person
look,
perspective
the
is
best
all
looking
the
of the
same
base
control you
armors.
get from the first-person view.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
greetings.
I don't like
How
the generic
goes it?
health bar.
How are you?
Yeah,
Distorts
I mean,
limits
unfortunately,
meant
that's part of
have unique
modernizing
voiceovers
things,
for
is
all
making them
races.
more generic and boring, huh?
So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue. Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
Can't stand the sight of those creatures.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just, hi there. Hi there. But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
I missed that. Did they say they
You
replaced all the
violated law.
audio?
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop.
I mean, that sounds
criminal
identical.
scum.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese
No,
for
that's
everyone.
different. That's
Cheese for everyone.
so they re-recorded
They're
some
going to
new
steal
dialogue.
One of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the
I guess that's
reading room.
fine.
The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best.
Let's just spoil the end. I mean, this game's been out for almost 20 years. Anybody watching this probably
You
has
violated
seen
the
that
law.
quest.
Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood.
I'm sorry, but you don't have the choice of paying gold. When you get caught in this quest, you
As
just
games have
immediately get
developed
killed.
over the past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an
Shagor's mouth
interesting one
is too
because there was
big.
such
That's
a big
unsettling.
debate
That's
internally
something a
among our
lot
teams.
of,
Some
for
of
some
us were
reason, a lot of
absolute
games when they
purists,
try and
but
attempt
ultimately,
more
we decided
accurate
as
facial animations,
2025
they end up just
and
making
people are
really
going to
big
want to sprint.
mouths, and I
In
don't
fact, all of the
know
character
why
locomotion has been
exactly.
completely redone from scratch.
I don't know what
And that
happened.
has a
I don't know what
huge
happened
impact
there.
From the very beginning of the game.
Every single
So it's more of a
updated or new
remaster than a
feature
remake.
was
It's like
implemented
it's
with
just
the player
somewhere in
mind.
between.
It all comes down.
They
to what makes
remastered and then they just
Oblivion.
remade some stuff.
What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini games are the mini games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Great. How's it going?
his
Like lock picking.
mouth is huge.
You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and
Ooh.
watch you.
Oh God,
and
how'd they make
worship
him
the
look worse?
ground you walk on.
you will instantly feel at home. It just feels better.
The UI is still better,
We've
more immersive
modernized
than
a lot,
Skyrim's.
But
True.
it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
Oh God, she's terrifying. I feel like
Oblivion is
she's
a
supposed to
core
look more
part of the
grandmotherly.
story of Bethesda Games.
The kind of person you,
None of
you
what we're
wouldn't
surrounded
murder.
by right now would be here if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a
Like
new
that the adoring
generation of
fan is
players,
fucking creepy. Lol.
I feel
True.
so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks. The Oblivion gates look
Yep, I'm
absolutely incredible, and I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel something. And that's
Considering
precious.
Oblivion got dunked on
You're
for
going back
half
to a
having
world that
potato
you've been to
faces, it's weird to
before,
see how they somehow
but it's
made it
better
worse.
somehow. Like,
The
it's an
faces do
intangible
look
thing, but it's like-
worse, don't they?
it's
They
new,
do.
it's fun,
Like they
like,
seem
it's exciting
fine
again.
before they start moving.
But it's ultimately the same game. There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
Seen that
From
meme
all
where
of us
over
at
each
Bethesda
Elder
Game
Scrolls
Studios
entry,
and
the
Virtuous,
flame atronach
we
slowly
wanna thank
transitions
you
to
for
a
joining
woman.
us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands, and
I think they
didn't want
overstate
to
how
show
much
it off
love
to
and
you
effort they
and
put
then
into
make you have to wait.
They put into the game, like I'm sure
The
they
best
did,
part
but
of
the
my
way they
job
say it just
is
makes it
that
seem
I
like
get to be
PR
the one
speak.
to
I mean, it
announce that
definitely
the
is PR
Oblivion
speak.
Remaster will be available today.
That horse was licking its hoof. Do horses do that? Lick its hoof?
Years ago.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe.
Been the ruler of my
Maybe there's something really good on it. I mean, I grew up with horses, and I don't remember seeing that happen. But
This is the 27th of last seed. The year of
maybe when a horse.
433.
I mean, well, I feel like it would do that if its hoof
These
was
are the
in
closing
pain.
days of the third era.
So it's probably not a good sign.
The final hours of my life.
Name your horse hoof licker. Horse armor.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion.
That'd be really funny if the horse armor you had to buy.
Waking eye may
That'd be amazing.
This is only the beginning.
Was that a
Worse is
Titan?
yet to
I don't
come.
know. I missed it.
Looks clear.
No, the Emperor.
Cleansing draws nigh. Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
This guy.
Here you must find your own path.
Yes, assassinate the zombie. It's coming out today. Did they say that?
Find him.
They made it available on Steam Store. Requirements are huge, but the minimum ones could be worse. Available today. Oh my god. Stay tuned for a special gameplay stream. Alright, let me check Steam. Did they put it on... Did they put it on Xbox Game Pass? That would be so evil if they didn't. It is on PS5? Oh, that's awesome. Alright, well, the Xbox Game Pass has a picture of the Oblivion 4 remaster. It said Game Pass with the platforms it's available on, so all of them. Am I downloading? Not yet, but I'm about to be. I'll probably have to stop streaming while I'm downloading, and then I'll see if... I doubt I'll be able to run it. I really doubt I'll be able to run it. And then I doubt I'll be able to run it while streaming. I might be able to get away with just streaming it and not recording any stuff like I did with Skyrim. Not Skyrim, Starfield. I need to make a room on... You need to make a room on your hard drive? Oh shit, I do too, don't I? Why do I say that? Because my PC is old and crap. $16GB RAM minimum. Is that demanding? It depends on... The biggest bottleneck I have right now is my CPU. You do have to pay for the horse armor, isn't the deluxe edition content? No fucking way. No flippin' way. Xbox PC Game Pass is not functioning. Oh wow, those actually aren't that demanding. That's significantly less demanding than I expected. I might be able to do it. Oh, they're new horse armors. $3070? Yeah, the GPU definitely still sounds pretty demanding, but... Well, actually, I don't even know how new is the 3070?
Wow. What?
And that's
Did we just
recommended
witness
specs?
The worst kept secret ever? Maybe. Probably.
Oh my
But
god,
we
she
just
has the
witnessed
same wig that I
Oblivion
have. Wait.
Remastered Direct. That is coming to you today. Maybe
Yeah.
even now. I don't know. We'll have to check after this stream.
Let me go back
I'm
for a
joined
second.
by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson. You.
Ah, hi.
Look.
And Wes,
Look,
do you have
nostalgia.
your
That's
wiki?
the same wig that I used to
is
wear.
Finn.
Remember those
Ah,
days?
yes, he knows his
Remember those
game
good old
now.
days?
Hello there, Finn. How are you? Tell me, for the
I wonder
sake
if
of
you can get away with
visiting
using an
Hong Kong,
RX 580.
like
I don't even
he's,
actually remember what I
he's a
have.
sweetie pie and he wanted to get his time, Mr. DeMille.
That makes sense. I would, if I had a new puppy, I would totally bring that puppy with me everywhere.
Oblivion
Nelson's
Remastered.
puppy song?
No.
He's like, I take my puppy everywhere.
Deluxe upgrade.
Well, for you, those of you joining us, either new or from the direct, we are going to be sharing.
Shut up. I don't want to listen to you right now. Game of pass. What? I have to update this first? Fuck you. Okay. The fuck? Oh. I'll need to run this with my base unit in the freezer so it doesn't go up in flames. Yeah. What the hell? What happened to it? Oh, did I open DXDiag and then immediately close it? Am I stupid like that? Or is it just not opening? It's just... Oh, no. There might be a problem with accessing Media Foundation. What the fuck are you even talking about? Yes, I guess. Oh, I have an RX 6650. So I probably would be fine. I'm right. I should be fine if the minimum is RX 5700. Can you shut up, DXDiag? I don't care what problems you have. I do not care about your problems. I only want solutions. Okay, I'm gonna work on I'm gonna work on trying to see if I can play this at all. And then later today I'll either be streaming this or be streaming normal Oblivion, depending on what I can possibly do. So look forward to this or normal Oblivion. Because we still have to finish the Such thing. We still have to finish that Such quest. Because I promised I'd finish it. So look forward to that if nothing else. All of us poor plebs. We can all appreciate old, boring Oblivion, old, boring, lame, garbage Oblivion. While the rich people losing all their money in the stock market can play new Oblivion. That's their consolation prize for losing billions of dollars in the stock market. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for swinging by for a little bit. And goodbye for now. Oh, and I don't know when. It'll just kind of depend on when I can, at one point what time during the day that I am able to figure out if this is runnable. Okay, goodbye.